to the Her Life BLOGCAST. It's the three amigas. Trace
We are back.
Amigas, cheetahs.
Oh, yes.
What a good way to kick it off, because today's episode is all about female empowerment, baby. And I'm so excited. We'll say briefly, today, July 12th, is Malala Day, and we are celebrating her and everything she represents today. But before we dive into all of that, and there's a lot to get into, and we have a major update.
Major.
Girl, I can't even explain to you. If anyone has listened to this podcast, even a little bit, you know how we feel about Jake from State Farm. Like, we are the biggest fans. He was our ultimate swoon of the week, the swoon to end all swoons. And we are in contact with the actor who plays Jake from State Farm. I'm not kidding. This is not a drill.
It's really not. We will send you screenshots. And now that we're in communication, all I see is Jake from State Farm on the commercial.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Right?
He is like, I can't even tell you. Like, he is one of the pop culture icons of our time. And I feel very confident saying that.
And the Jake from State Farm Instagram is so funny.
So funny.
In a good way. But
no, like that.
Because I know he's listening now.
I want to change my insurance, because I'll admit I don't have a farm, but I want it.
I don't either.
Me neither.
All three of us are going to change our insurance like right now.
It worked. Therefore,
all because of Jake.
But shout out because.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go. No, I was going to say shout out because he's listening.
No, like
hi.
So his name is Kevin. I'm actually confused about his last name because somewhere it says Miles, I think his Instagram, and somewhere it says Mims. Like, if you look up his IMDb, it's Kevin Mims. So whatever, he's a Kevin. You know how we feel about Kevins on the show. We love Kevins. Big Kev energy. Thank you for interacting with us. He listened to the episodes that we sent him about him, and he wasn't weirded out. He loves us. He specifically loves Emma, and I'm excited about this little union that's happening.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. He
freaking
followed me on Instagram, for goodness sake.
Literally. And like, your Instagram is private. No, like, he had to request to follow.
Oh yeah. He has to request to follow.
Amazing.
Did I say more?
He also asked for a t-shirt of him and I.
Are we going to do it? Yes.
Oh, it's like we already had that already done for him. He just never replied to our...
Okay, it was his birthday recently. Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday.
So he was probably just busy. He'll go through. He'll get his birthday present in the mail.
It was so funny. Like, I loved it. When I had not been on my phone, I just saw it come up. I was like, this is amazing. The work, the detail.
So good.
Art. We love Jake from State Farm. You are forever Jake in my mind, though. But okay, Emma, here's my suggestion. A funny joke you might want to use if things heat up with Kevin/Jake from State Farm. You could be all like, "What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?" But in a genuinely like sexy way. Am I wrong? Do you feel like he gets that all the time? Like,
yes,
people,
100%.
girls who are interested in him, like, "What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?"
That'd be
they text him at 3 a.m. Hey, Jake.
Who is it?
It's Jake from State Farm.
I'm just Kevin. Will you chill?
I'm Kevin. What are you talking about?
And then Hannah comes up with a classic commercial that I have no idea how it isn't a thing yet. What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
A mask? Come on.
I love that. That'd be so good.
Missed opportunity.
Right.
I feel like it's in the works. I feel like we're speaking it into existence.
I do too. It usually happens whenever we talk about things. It generally happens. So you heard it here first at Her Life. We said it first.
I love Jake from State Farm. Thank you for the support. I have nothing else to say except for that we love you more than we did before, and we loved you a lot before. Jake. Okay, anyway, that's just what we had to kick off. I think that goes for, like, we're happy, excited, we're realizing how much we love him. Like, it counts for our entire Her Reflection. But we have a few things to add, so we'll run through that really quick. You want to start with happy, Hannah?
Yes. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I've been searching the vast web for a bike. It's been a bike shortage, and your girl has got a bike, and I'm very happy about it. And it's pretty, and it's new, obviously, and I just love it. And I've already ridden it so much. I'm getting, it's great. I'm so happy.
Whip out them bike shorts, girl. Yes.
I did yesterday. Well, I had to because my other shorts were like too short. You know, like I was like an issue. It's fine. All good now. But the bike shorts, we're rolling, girls. We're rolling.
A queen. She's a queen. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you.
You definitely needed an upgrade, Hannah. Like major.
I did. That was like I swear. I literally had that bike since like 7th grade. It's much needed upgrade, and I'm very happy about it.
New chapter.
It's my first adult purchase. Like it's my ride into adulthood. It's like
too good.
Oh, too good. Emma, how about you?
Well, this is the 12th. I am moving out of my apartment today, which is like kind of nice because it's kind of been like hanging over my head of like, oh, I'm gonna have to still go back and like move out. It's a long story for our listeners here because yeah, that was a whole mess. But anyways, I'm happy to be moving out and have my green dresser back at home because I'm just stuffing my clothes into the one dresser I have. Stuffing.
No, that's good. A good like transition.
Yeah.
All good things. I'm happy for you.
Oh my god.
I'm happy that I'm starting to save up some money again. I officially have an income, which is very exciting. I'm doing a little side hustle gig at a doctor's office. I'm just being a little secretary. So that's feeling good. I've been like wearing real clothes and like getting myself together. So that's nice. And then, yeah, I also have another like part-time social media thing in the works, which I'm really excited about. So details to come, but I'm just excited, honestly, because it'll be a good way to save up, still living at home, and just like enjoying this like calm before the storm of adulthood. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where we're at. How about excited, Hannah? What are you excited about?
So again, I'm sorry, it has to go back to the bike. I've been using it a lot, as I already said, but previous episodes I said I wanted to get more fit, and I'm already seeing like results from it. So I'm pretty excited for that, and it's like a fun way to be active. Nice. So it's like a new way to like be healthy and have fun at the same time. So I'm really excited about it. Yeah. Thank you.
I feel like I want to go buy a bike.
Good luck, but
yeah, right. Oh, Hannah, excited for you as well.
Thank you.
Emma, how about you?
Today, well, on the 7th of July, I voted in the New Jersey primaries.
Yay!
And I was like kind of freaking out because I was like, how is this happening? Like how? And they were saying like you would have gotten a mail ballot in already, and I must admit I didn't put the application in time to do a mail-in ballot. So I was like, oh no, like am I still being able to? But anyways, the lovely small town of Peapack and Gladstone had their municipality building open, and I just went right in there, did a paper ballot, and they were so kind. So nice. I'm excited. Go vote, people.
Yes, get out and vote. We love it. Yes. Oh, we're gonna circle back to like more like female empowerment, voting. Yes. Okay, I love these facts. Okay, I am excited about Arkansas.
That's so exciting.
Like, first of all, raise your hand if you can identify Arkansas on a map, because if it weren't for the vine, I really would have no idea. You know? Like,
I don't look it up.
Kansas?
I can't. So anyway, for those of you that don't know, my big sister, Emily, is moving to Arkansas for grad school, and it's just like a really random move, and I'm like very scared about her leaving. I feel like it's like the repeat of her going to college for the first time, because like everyone's back home, and now it's like the oldest one is leaving, and it's like changing the shifting dynamic, and I'm like, oh my god. So I'm like nervous, emotional, but very excited for her, and excited to like road trip to Arkansas. Question mark? Like, it's not gonna be fun. I like hate road trips. I don't understand people that are like drive for like so many hours. It's 19 hours. I'll say it again, 19 hours. So I kind of want to dive. I'm excited because I'm already planning like the Instagram highlight reel that will happen on my story day of the road trip. We're getting some playlists, some podcasts, some reading material. Like, everything's moving and shaking. It's gonna be a good, like, me and Emily are driving down together. So in the Civ. So like we're just gonna have a fun little sister road trip. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
When are you going?
The 19th.
Oh,
so a week after. So in a week from this episode, there's a lot to do. And then like we have to furnish our apartment once we're in Arkansas. So there's just gonna be
that should be exciting though. Look at it
like a new place.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how many people get to say they've been to Arkansas?
Not many. I feel like you go to Arkansas, you don't leave. Like, have you ever met someone from Arkansas? No. Like, they stay.
No.
Anyway,
Arkansas.
but Arkansas is like a hot spot right now for coronavirus. So I have to do a 2-week self-quarantine once I get home, which means can't be working that job, which is going to be a whole issue, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You got to do what you got to do.
I mean, they have to understand. It's Corona
I mean.
town, you know what I mean?
Sister, got to go to Arkansas, man. Like, sorry, Arkansas is calling. So Arkansas is calling. We're going to be there soon. Details to come. Like, I'm sure I'll be vlogging a lot. So
I'm excited for you too. I think you guys will make it a fun trip, and I can't wait to see snap stories.
Yeah, what I'm not looking forward to is like the road trip home. Like, that's gonna be boring. It's gonna be me and my parents, and like there's nothing exciting to look forward to. It's just like, man, I'm down a sister and like sad, you know. But we'll cross that bridge again. We might stop in Nashville on the way home, so that'll be fun.
Yes.
Ooh, Nashville's fun.
Yeah. So it's just like a very long-winded way of saying that my sister's going to Arkansas and I don't know how I feel about it. It's okay. Let's move on to realizations of the week. What are we realizing, girls? Hannah?
So yeah, I kind of have two little things, like you said. So because reopening, we kind of talked about this, like, doesn't mean like, oh my God, sorry, safe practices fall to the wayside. Because I don't know about your guys, but like around here, it's like people like really haven't been wearing the mask too much. And like I was in a store and the employee two of them weren't wearing masks and he ended up sneezing and it freaked me out. I was like, whoa. But anyway, that, and I've actually really come to appreciate like woods and nature a lot more, and just like the love for New York. It's like a very beautiful place, and I've always known that, but I don't know, I've been outside a lot more, and I'm like, I'm growing some flowers, so I'm just like one with the nature, I guess, and the smells and the animals. There's so many animals, guys, so many. So I'm just
Noah's Ark in her backyard.
I really do. I can repopulate everything. So I've just been loving that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. I just love hearing what you guys say for these, because I'm always just
too good.
Random.
Hannah's a nature girl and wear a freaking mask. Like, that's my takeaway.
Yeah, basically.
Literally. Emma, how about you?
I can't believe it's July already.
I know.
I have no time.
Same. It's literally same.
No, same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you hear that? I have no clue what's going on. It's like July and like, okay, it's almost fall. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I know.
I ain't ready to bring out my pumpkin attire.
No. It's so weird that it's like a fleeting summer, even though we're not like doing anything. You know, like you would think it would go by faster if you were doing these things.
Right.
I
don't know, man. It's weird. Because it's like, do I want the summer to be over? Kinda, but it's like, what will happen after this? Like, the rules of, like, the school year are out the window. The regular year is also out the window. Like, time isn't real. So I'm just like, what is July?
Yeah, and I think from, like, July, we have, like, a lot of, like, events, like, social distancing events for, like, my family and I. So it's, like, every weekend, I'm just, like, going up to Connecticut or, like, jam-packed stuff. So it's like, whoa, where is the time going?
Yeah. I feel crazy. Time flies, man. My realization this week is about the job search. I've realized that I really appreciate when a company or like a person, because let's face it, everyone's reading these freaking emails. Like, if I send you an email with my cover letter, with my resume, being like, I think I'd be a great fit for that. Like, your company is so great for X, Y, and Z reasons. Just respond. I'm not even asking for you to hire me. Like, I'm not even there yet. All I want, someone emailed me back the other day, like, thanks, we'll be in touch to, like, in response to my cover letter. And I was like, oh my God, like, that was the best email I've ever gotten. I like in my room because I was like, wow, they responded. Like, whatever you'd sign. Like, no, that's where the bar's at. Come on. I'm so frustrated. So I'm making a public vow to you and to everyone listening, that if I ever am in the capacity to hire a young woman or man straight out of college or anywhere, like, I'm going to respect the amount of time and, like, frustration that goes into doing resumes and cover letter prep and all of, like, the behind the scenes, because it's so freaking annoying and nobody wants to do it. And if I'm taking the time to write a very specific cover letter about your company, just say thank you.
I totally agree. Cover letters are the worst, because you're right. You spend so much time and then sometimes just nothing, and it's just so rude. Just rude, you know, just say like thanks but no thanks, or like I got it.
That's what I mean. Like, just tell me someone like opened it, not even read it, just tell me someone opened the document. That's really all I want.
We got your email. Okay, great.
All I want. Like, so anyway, that's just, if anyone's listening, do that. If you like are hiring people, because it makes a big difference. And it frankly makes me want to work for that company more. Like, I don't want to work for somebody who ignores my email anyway.
True that.
Okay.
Good point.
So I got a little heated, but like, it's fresh.
No, it's very frustrating.
Anyway,
really
so that's where I'm at with the job. So I hope to get a job soon. I don't know, but kind of not, because like, is New York worth rushing back to right now? Probably not. So I'm kind of like, whatever happens is meant to be. It's out of my control for a reason. Live and learn.
Just focus on Arkansas.
Yes. Okay, that was a good round, ladies. I love reflecting with you. I feel like we got to catch up a little because it's been weird. We haven't like talked so much.
I know.
Let's transition right on into Swoon of the Week, because I just love it, and let's just keep this joy train chugging along. Who wants to kick us off?
Sure, I will.
Okay.
So I was torn for this one, and I might have said both of them already on previous episodes.
Okay.
But whatever. If you're a repeat, you should be honored. Zac Efron. I was watching The Greatest Showman the other week, and I was just like, oh my God, like, this man can do it all. He really can. Like, he's come so far from High School Musical, the first one, when he like sunk, whatever.
Lip sunk.
Lip sunk. I don't know.
Really? Yeah,
lip synced. Okay. And now he's like actually singing and dancing, and he's just so gosh darn attractive. Amazing.
Can I have a blurb?
Yes.
Okay. I also want to just recall in everyone's minds the iconic question mark role that Zac Efron played, Ted Bundy.
Oh, yeah.
I have a very quick anecdote. Recently, I was talking to this guy from Hinge, and he was trying to like organize a weekend, like away to get, but like in New York to like meet up, because we're both home right now. And I was like, whoa, Ted Bundy sounds a little weird. And like, he was so offended, like it almost ended like he did not take it well. Like, I was kidding, obviously, but also kind of not. Like, you have to be careful that we are talking about strangers on the internet. So like, girls, you gotta be careful. Guys, you gotta be careful. Everybody's gotta be careful, but maybe like, don't call Time-minded serial killer, like, explicitly. In my mind, I was thinking Zac Efron Ted Bundy, not actual Ted Bundy. In my mind, that made it better. To him, it did not. So I'm still trying to explain that one. Sorry, but also I'm not. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're right. You do have to be careful. So
Zac Efron, super hot.
If he was offended, is he hiding something? Like,
so I'm saying, I was like, you're getting your response is like real Ted Bundy. Like, I don't know.
The real question is Ted Bundy a good RA? Would be a good RA.
I could talk about this for an entire episode. Ted Bundy would be the best RA.
Yeah, he would be.
I stand by it. He would pass the interview with flying colors. Like, anybody would hire Ted Bundy.
Well, yeah, that's like the allure to him, right? Like,
exactly. He's charismatic as hell.
Not fair, man. Not fair.
No. All right, this took a turn, but that was a great pick, Hannah. Who's your other swoon?
Scott Eastwood. I've also been watching The Longest Ride, and I was just like, God, did I go to the wrong school? Should I've gone to Wake Forest or somewhere southern so a cowboy can come swoop me off my feet on a horse into the sunset? There, that's all I have to say.
There's nothing else to add. Like, Scott Eastwood might be the hottest guy that's ever lived.
Like, he's got this smolder. He just, like, looks at you with this, not me, but, you know, the camera. Melting.
Great point. Those are great picks. Never disappoint. Like, excellent swoons. Excellent.
Thank you.
Emma, how about you? Who are you crushing on this week?
It's not a crush. Well.
What is it then?
What do you mean?
Andrew Cuomo.
Oh.
Ew.
Not okay, because I think he's doing a great job, to be quite honest. And I'm going to say it that he should run for president. Ooh. Anyways, I know I said it, but he's also really funny. His banter with his younger brother is absolutely hysterical to me.
I was just going to say
Chris, yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot, though. He's, like, a lot, and I'm like, I cannot do this. But, I mean, Andrew Cuomo, he's, like, holding it down for the New York City people. Yeah. I don't know. And I know he's getting a lot of criticism. I get it.
He's taking it like a champ.
Sure.
Like, I think it's important to note, Emma doesn't even live in New York. Like, this is not her home.
Yes, right. I live in New Jersey.
Right. Who's the governor of New Jersey? I don't freaking know, but you know Andrew Cuomo.
Exactly.
Who is the governor of New Jersey?
Phil Murphy.
I was gonna say Murphy, yeah.
I don't know if he deserves an X. I'm sorry that I said that. Shout out to Tom Wolfe of Pennsylvania.
Ooh, ooh.
Ow!
I was gonna do that. Oh man, we should have.
He drives a Jeep. He's really cool. I think he's doing
a Jeep. Well. That's cool.
Yeah, and his like commercials, like I voted for him because he like drove a Jeep in a really cool way. It was like, my dad's just Tom. Vote for him. And I was like, okay. Like his daughter did the commercial. I don't know.
Oh, cool.
Won my vote. So anyway, that's a great pick. Andrew Cuomo, we're swooning for you. I have a great swoon. I'm actually very excited to share my swoon this week. And I'm just going to preface it by saying he followed me back on Instagram. And I wasn't expecting
Oh my goodness.
So I copped the follow back. His name is Chase Moore. I found him because Ijoma Oluo is doing a spotlight on student activists right now. And he is a student activist. I have a whole bunch of information on him. So bear with me as I run through it because I'm so excited. He's definitely worth a follow. He puts out great content. He's doing this thing where he's doing 52 videos for 52 weeks. So every week he does like an IGTV and a YouTube about just activism and like the work that he's doing. Here's a little bit on his background. So he's 23 years old, right in our range. Just he's from inner city LA. He grew up with his dad in prison serving a life sentence. He had very limited resources from like food, heat, running, like everything was rough. So he really like came from a he was dealt a difficult hand, I would say. Then he played football at the University of Texas at Austin. And while he was there, he worked to pass legislation for African American studies in like undergraduate settings. Meanwhile, he taught 2 undergrad classes, which like, how is that even possible?
What?
Out here doing the most. We love that. And he just finished the first year of his master's program in educational policy with a 4.0.
Wow. Awesome.
He's so great. And he also won the prestigious Graduate Archer Fellowship that will allow him to work with policymakers in Washington, D.C., which is exactly what he wants to do with his life. And he's already just like making serious change at his university and now greater because people are, you know, learning his name. And again, he followed me back on Instagram. That's not the big takeaway, but like also, whoa, you know what I mean? I commented on his post the other day and he liked it. I was like, are we?
Oh, snap.
I feel like.
Are we dating?
Like, Chase, are you available? Like, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, his story is all about defying the odds and paying it forward regardless of, you know, what you've overcome and just kind of making the world a better place than you found it. And that's not unlike Malala. So it very much fits into our topic for today. So I thought he was a good swoon. He's also very cute, but like, that's not the point. We're not focusing on we're focusing on the message. Chase Moore, we love you. Big fans over here on the blogcast. So yeah, definitely give him a follow. His handle, I have it written down. Give me one second. @IChaseMoore.
Oh, I like that.
Wait, I just saying it out loud. I like realized.
I chase more.
That's like a sentence. Chase. He's after Chase.
Damn.
I feel dumb that I didn't realize that before.
I feel like that's like almost like Destiny. Like he wants to do more, and he was named Chase Moore. Like he's Chase.
Whoa.
Chase, I love you. Anyway, I'm excited to like share. I hope everyone follows him, and maybe he'll follow you back. But I think it's just like an us thing. Don't take it personal. Okay. Let's transition into a little bit of content catch up. I'll kick us off with an empowering pick.
I love it.
I would like to give a quick shout out to my little sister Sarah's boyfriend Solomon for his Disney Plus login. Thank you, Solomon. We have been going hard in the paint. I don't know if I said that. I'm sorry.
Going hard in the paint. Oh my god.
Hard in the paint for Disney Plus lately. Me and Emily just did a double feature, Mulan and Mulan 2.
All time. Oh, yes.
Like, oh my god, I have so much to say. I just didn't appreciate this film in my youth as much as I should have at all. And Mulan, I am sincerely apologetic about that because like what a freaking badass. Like I can't even get over it. The samurai sword to the hair, like
and it's like perfect and good.
I can't get over it.
Girl, you should have been in the Spoldy household because this movie was on like 24/7. It was so good.
Sometimes I would listen at school to like it's called like the decision, I think, like synthesizer one. It's the part where she decides to do that. And it's I'm like, I actually was just talking about my mom the other day. Sorry, I just completely cut you into this conversation.
No, I want to hear.
she was like, I was like, Mom, listen to this. And I played it for her when you get a chance. It's the part where she decides to go into war and she's cut off her hair. And it's just like, oh, like you feel like the power. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. My mom's like, I know, right?
Like you feel it in your core. Like I cannot get over it. Like how strong I reacted to watching this movie, like as an adult woman. I was like, take me to war. Like I was ready.
I know.
I can't even explain. But I wanted to say quickly, they're doing like the live action Mulan, obviously. And I know we have some feelings in this group about remakes, but I think it's potential for a really great thing that will make us feel alive. Are you kidding? Emma, why?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Emma. Sorry.
I don't know. The trailer did not get me. Sarah Brown and I are like, no.
See, I'm excited. I don't know. See, I like the trailer, but the thing that's bothering me is that none of like the songs are gonna be in it. So
because I think they're trying to make it like even more badass. Like I think it's gonna be like, I don't know. We'll see. Only time will tell. They keep pushing it back because of COVID. But I have a direct quote from Alan Bergman, who is the Disney co-chairman. And from his interview at The Hollywood Reporter, he said as follows. I don't know. He said the following. While the pandemic has changed our release plans for Mulan, we will continue to be flexible as conditions require. It has not changed our belief in the power of this film and its message of hope and perseverance. Director Nikki Caro, who's like also such a badass, we'll talk more about her later, we just don't have time. And our cast and crew have created a beautiful, epic, and moving film that is everything the cinematic experience should be, and that's where we believe it belongs. So they don't want to just have it like a Disney Plus release. They want you to see it in the theaters, which I think I agree. Push it back, make me pay for a ticket so I can like fully immerse. I'm totally down with that. Love it. I'm just so excited. And I'm just gonna say it. I think Shang is the hottest Disney prince.
He's very hot.
I used to think it was Prince Eric. I would stand by that till I died, but I changed my mind. Like he doesn't have the depth. He's not as chiseled. Like let's just call it how I see it. Shang is super hot.
Shang has a little personality too, you know.
Yeah. Right. He's funny.
He is.
He's like awkward and goofy at the same time.
And he's like a dynamic character. Like he starts off like I feel like intimidated by Mulan, and then he grows, and then it's like in Mulan 2, I don't know how familiar you are, but like they struggle because they're both like very powerful figures, and you got to learn to like give her some of the, because she deserves it. Like she's Mulan. So I just love watching his journey unfold. I'm so into Shang.
Like I don't want to spoil it, so I'll just say spoiler alert.
Okay.
Like when he like falls from the rope on the bridge, I was in like tears.
No. Like you thought he died.
Yeah,
I know. I was eating my Blizzard and I was like, Chang? Like, are you okay? Like, it was a mess.
I was like, are you kidding me? What?
Like, what a plot twist, Disney. Like, I couldn't believe.
Amazing.
God.
I could talk for hours.
I know. I had to say it because it's like so, and like, we're talking about female empowerment. Like, holy crap, Mulan. God damn. I'm so into it. Okay, I'm sorry. What else? Does anyone have anything to say about Mulan before I do a sidebar?
No. I just love it. It's a great movie.
My sidebar. Where's my sidebar? Oh, I found it. Okay, go ahead.
I love Mulan. It's a great movie.
Me too. I'm so glad I rewatched. Really strong. The cricket, what a character. I just can't. Eddie Murphy. Like, it's so good. Okay. Speaking of Disney Plus, though, also speaking of our love for Simba, you know how we feel. Beyonce, Queen, is set to release a visual album on Disney Plus on July 31st. That's coming up. The album is called Black is King, and it will be based on last year's album, The Lion King, The Gift. And it is made for an audience of, quote, young kings and queens in search of their own crowns.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I like that.
I'm so excited. There's another quote, a celebratory memoir for the world on the Black experience. I am so pumped for this visual album. Like, Beyonce can kill a visual album. We know that.
May I ask what a visual album is?
Yeah, good thing I don't know what it is.
No, of course. A visual album, the best way I can explain it is like an entire album of music videos that like feed right into each other.
Oh, yes, I love that.
Yeah, like Lemonade.
Oh, the Lumineers does that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Lumineers. Okay, now I get it.
Exactly. So like it's a whole story kind of thing. So it'll be like all the Lion King songs plus all like the supplementary stuff she wrote.
Awesome.
With a ton. It's like a very star-studded album of like features. So it's going to be so good and just so timely right now. I think it was, I don't know if it was always intended to come out like a year later, but I'm just really excited about it. Beyonce is like next level. I'm introducing a new segment because I have a lot to say about Beyonce. This is going to be the longest episode in the history. Like, we didn't even get to the point of this episode yet. I'm sorry, but I have too much to say. Okay. I have a new segment which I'm calling Freeze Take. Freeze Take, my sisters, is the opposite of a hot take. It's a take that's like obvious, like duh. Like what I'm about to say will not come as a shock to anyone, but we're going to break it down a little bit and explain like why it's actually so good. We're not just going to be like, Beyonce's cool. We're going to be like, but let's break it down. Like, why did it strike me this week? Freeze Take. You with me?
Got it.
Okay. This week, Freeze Take, Beyonce Homecoming on Netflix. It's like the documentary / concert film of her Coachella headliner performance. Oh my God. Have you guys seen it? You have to see. I'm serious. Like, I put off watching it. I don't know why for so long. And like, I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I wouldn't say I like lose my mind for Beyonce. Always like how some people are like die hard. Like, I've never really considered myself. That has changed. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic. Like, this, it was so good. I turned my phone off when I watched it because I was like, I owe this to Beyonce to like give it.
I heard it's really good.
So good. Shout out to Alicia. Alicia's been trying to get me to watch this for like the whole time we've ever known each other, and I'm sorry that it took me so long, but like, oh my God. So let me just tell you a little bit about it because it feeds right into this episode. I'm so excited. I'm getting like so excited. Okay. Beyonce Homecoming. Beyonce was the first Black woman to headline Coachella, so like, holler. This had big college vibes. That's all I can say. Dedicated to HBCU, historically Black colleges and universities, which Beyonce always wanted to attend one, but like her career had other plans for her. Like, she's doing fine. But anyway, she had like marching band inspo, lots of step choreography, Greek life kind of wardrobe styling throughout, big college vibes. Big spotlight on education, which again is perfect for Malala Day if we're talking about empowered women, talking about the importance of education for young people. I don't know. It was just such an experience. I don't know. The music is obviously incredible. Everything was choreographed to perfection. Such an ensemble, like over 200 people on the stage. Every minute was amazing and captivating, and I encourage everyone to watch it if you haven't already. Beyonce. That's my freeze take of the day. Also, sidebar, quick freeze take, Hamilton. You guys watch Hamilton this weekend? Whoo!
No, not yet. It's on my list though.
So good. I've been singing the songs. I'm like a rap queen.
So is it like, is it someone in the Broadway production recorded it? Like, it's like an actual Broadway?
Yeah, literally, it's like of a performance from Broadway. Like, they just.
It's like Cats.
It's not like how, like.
It's like, no, it's like the old.
Oh, okay.
Cats.
Filming of
they like do the.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, they do the movie of the Broadway show.
Okay. Yeah, it's like you're looking at the stage. It feels like you're in a theater. It's very cool. It's very cool. I'm into it. Anyway. Anybody else? Okay, I'm opening the floor. I talked for too long about all my stuff. I'm sorry, but like, share your thoughts. What are we thinking? Freeze takes, any other content you want to talk about? Literally anything, hit me.
I'll do another content for you. It's called Dating Around on Netflix. And I must say, it is a beautiful show, and I laugh out loud every time. And they're quick episodes. They're like 20-minute episodes. And I'm hysterically laughing because, like, it's just, like, all too real. It doesn't even seem like a reality TV show, which I don't even know if it is.
It is.
It is? Okay. Well,
I Googled it. It's shot so cinematically that you don't feel like you're watching.
That's what it is.
Like, yeah, it feels like you're watching a scripted show, but it's, like, real, like.
Yeah. Anyways, I cry. I, like, laugh out loud. The best is like when they're all in the city. It's great, especially this one girl named Sarah. She's like very quick wit and everything. She just leaves from a date because this guy is like, oh, you're gonna eat it that way, and she's like, I'm gonna go, and I'm like, yes. Yes. Anyways, you should go. You should watch it. It's really good. I think they're doing like dating around Brazil now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So does that mean like they're from Brazil or they go to Brazil?
There's going to be subtitles.
Sick. I'm so into it. It's so fun for me to watch people date. Like, I just think it's the most fascinating. Nothing more interesting to me than watching first dates. I'm so into it.
It's so funny. It's too good.
Great. All right. Anything else?
Also added content. Have you guys seen the movie Dumplin' on Netflix?
No. Dumplin',
yeah. It's
like Jen Aniston.
Yes. I watched that.
Oh, I can picture it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So good. Like if we watched it and had like no oh my god, anticipation or expectations rather. It was just really good about like she's like finding herself, like the girl, her mom's like the beauty pageant, Jenna Aniston's like beauty pageant, and she's like she's plus size, and she knows like she never felt like she was like good enough for her mom, and so she decides to join the beauty pageant as like a protest, and then she ends up like finding her people and like getting confidence and like loving who she is, and she loves Dolly Parton, and she does like this great like talent scene for it, and it's just so beautiful, and like she falls in love with this guy, and like he loves her, and oh, it's just so good. It's really like she's just like coming into her own. So I figured like for this episode it was good for like love who you are, girls, like own it, you know? Don't be afraid to show yourself and like love yourself, you know, and find your people who love you too. So it's just nice.
Stop. I love that.
It was really good. Highly recommend.
Great pick. Great picks all around. I got a lot of stuff I want to watch, catch up on. I'm probably going to rewatch Mulan. All good.
Honestly, me too.
Okay, now let's get into the main event. Finally, lots of anticipation. We are doing not just a BAB of the week. We are doing a BAB of the century. Malala Yousafzai. I think I said that right. I hope I said it right. Anyway, we love Malala. I didn't know Malala Day was a thing, which I don't know. I just want to like shout it from the rooftops because it's so deserved and like worthy of celebration. Malala Day is observed internationally every July 12th, which is Malala's birthday. It's all about honoring women's and children's rights around the world, and specifically rights to education, which is just like, yes, I don't know. I just think it's a really good, positive thing to be focusing on right now. But I'll kind of take you ladies through the whole background story because I feel like we all know little bits and pieces of the story, but unless you like watched, because I never read the book, I never watched the documentary, things I want to do definitely, especially now after researching the little bit that I have. And I just think it's good to like acknowledge the story for all that it is, and I don't know, just appreciate the woman that she is, because just for being so young, I speak for the entire world when I say like how inspiring she really is. It's like a figure that we get to like be alive at the same time as. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's a really cool.
And she's younger than us too. It's like, you go, girl.
It's phenomenal. Like what a story. Okay, so I'll start you off here. Malala is now a well-known Pakistani teen activist who has done everything at this point from giving addresses to the United Nations to appearing literally on every American late night talk show that there is. So like she really runs the gamut. She is like a cultural icon at this point. According to Malala.org, which also has a ton of information about her foundation that you guys definitely can check out, she's always loved school, and it was always something she was passionate about. But when she was 11 years old, the Taliban took control of her town and banned literally everything: television, music, and school. Like she wasn't allowed to go to school anymore. She spoke out about this within her community, and then on October 9th, 2012, when Malala was just 15 years old, she was shot in the face by a masked Taliban gunman on her school bus, which like is just beyond horrific. She obviously survived. The intent was to silence her, but she did the complete opposite of that. She went on to write a book and to become literally an international icon for just like female empowerment and like existence. You know what I mean? Just like demanding the kind of attention that causes like this deserve. So, wow. I feel like there's no way to really articulate how phenomenal a story and like a figure she is. It's hard to put words to, and I don't know, like I feel like I'm not doing it justice. I don't know how we could do that possibly. It's just, I don't know. Oh my God. Anyway, after all of this happened, she was awarded, and rightfully so. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014. She was just 17 years old, making her the youngest recipient ever. She was also awarded the United Nations Human Rights Prize, the Liberty Medal, and the title of one of Time Magazine's most influential people of the year 2013. So that's a little bit of like why she's a big deal, obviously. But recently, she was also making headlines because the 22-year-old just graduated from Oxford last month. And she wrote the following, I think on Twitter. She said, "It's hard to express my joy and gratitude right now as I completed my philosophy, politics, and economics degrees at Oxford. She added, I don't know what's ahead. For now, it will be Netflix, reading, and sleep. So like, she is all of us, a woman of the people, truly. I just love, I don't know, she's like so real, but also like next level in literally all ways. I cannot get over this. This is amazing to me. And she's 22, like she's literally our age. Are we kidding? Oh my God. Okay, what else do I have? So much, I could talk about this all day. There's a little bit more information on her website about evidence for investing in girls' education. And I wanted to just throw it out there because I think it's obviously something that like, yeah, girls should get an education. We can all say that, but like, it was very easy for us to do so. You know what I mean? We live in a country that like, that's kind of a given. And I want to talk about that more like perspective in a little bit, but here's some evidence for investing in girls' education. So first of all, millions more educated girls equals obviously more working women in the world. And that leads to the potential to add up to $12 trillion US dollars in global growth. So like, that's a lot of money. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much untapped potential when you take away the possibility of minds being, you know, like fostered and taken care of. So money wise, which like, it shouldn't be all about money, and obviously it's not, but that alone is big evidence. Also, secondary education means literally half the risk of war in that country. So if you're, I mean, obviously like someone did research to like show that that's true, but think about it. Education is vital for security around the world, and because extremism grows alongside inequality. That's also from the website. So it makes sense. I think, yeah, like Malala, yeah, she knows all this. What else? Educated girls are healthier citizens who raise healthier families. Yes, we love that. And what else? Secondary schooling is considered the most cost-effective and best investment against climate change. Research suggests that girls' education reduces the country's vulnerability to natural disasters. So literally all good things. I can't think of a reason why girls shouldn't get an education. Am I right? Like, I don't know. There's so many reasons to like obviously be behind Malala. And I just think, I don't know, I just can't get over how much she's overcome. Literally, it's unimaginable. There's really not much to say, but I'm going to ask you guys to wait. Like, what are your thoughts? I don't know. Just give me raw reactions. How do you feel?
Yeah, I remember when her first happened, like her getting shot, and it was like a news story. And I wanted to read the book, and unfortunately, for whatever reason, I haven't read the book, but it's on my list now that I have all this time.
Yeah.
I often think of like myself and like if I were in that situation of how I would have reacted. I don't know if I could have done it, quite honestly. I definitely, I get scared pretty easily. So I don't know. I think it might have been enough to silence me. So it's just truly amazing that she had this courage and strength to not only show these bad guys that she's not going to be silenced, but to be that person for younger women and girls all around, like to a role model. So it's right. Amazing, and it's go Malala. I mean,
no, it's so just like inspiring to witness, and I think it's so cool to have a figure like that as the face of the cause. You know what I mean? I just think it's so. There's no one who could speak on it better than her. Obviously, being personally affected by it many times over, and I don't know. It's very cool to watch, and I feel like the more I learn, the more I want to learn. I definitely also want to read the book now more than ever because yes, it just seems cool. Emma, how about you? What are your reactions?
Yeah, no, I first heard of her. I actually have a book that I want to shout out. It's called can you see it? Okay, it's called The Moment of Lift: How Empowering Women Changes the World by Melinda Gates. And seriously, it touches a lot on the point. I'll go more into it, but it touches a lot of the points of like how education is literally can influence all these other pathways as well. But to your point, it's like we should have known her name. Mm-hmm. This like I kind of feel embarrassed that I haven't known her name or haven't like celebrated this day, but like going forward, I will forever teach people about this day, you know? So again, very powerful stuff. So in terms of like this book itself, this is like a accompaniment of her book, I guess, that I suggest like you guys read. It's like really good and it's very well done. But more on the trailer that we watched on the documentary, some quotes that I wanted to pull out was that there's a moment where we have to choose to whether to be silent or stand up. And that was like the beginning quote. And I just thought that was very powerful because I think it's also very influential in today's time and like even in America, etc. So I was just like, oh, it really like dug deep for me. So I thought that was very interesting. I also wanted to point out that she said, if I had an ordinary family, I would have had 2 children right now. And I don't know, it's just like very fortunate that she didn't have that ordinary family circumstances. And I don't know, from the trailer, I don't know if you guys got it too, but it's like very family oriented, which I think like in I guess like her native country, etc., that's just not how it usually is. So I thought that was really interesting too, how like the family dynamic also influences your idea of education as well.
1,000%. I also thought a big takeaway for me was, and I think you're going to speak on it too, because you wrote down a blurb, but her relationship with her father was something that was really beautiful, and I think really nice. Definitely something outside the norm of what's like culturally predictable for her, but I think they kind of broke the mold, and like everything about Malala breaks the mold, so it's just fitting. And I think, I don't know, and then maybe I'm like thinking about our Father's Day episode, like fathers have so much, I don't know, just like in your, I don't know, the family structure functions within like the societal structure in interesting ways, I think, and it can go with it or against it depending on how you're like framing it. I just think it's so interesting to like
1,000%, yeah.
Anyway.
No, like more on this book that I was talking about, like the opening moments are like, if you want to lift a society up, you need to stop keeping women down. And Rachel, you were exactly hitting on these points that I feel as though like education connects everything. It could be child marriage. It could be lack of access to, they talk about contraceptives, which then if you're not able to have a family right now, etc. It all leads into different paths that it would having the ability to have education, which I know for us, again, it's so easy to talk about like, oh, just get an education. But like literally some of these countries do not have the resources to do that or the safety to do that. They talk a lot about like a safe environment is also what leads to education as well. So like obviously.
Right.
Exactly. And I think overall what I also really enjoy what Malala is doing is that like she's changing the perspective of these girls. Like now she's like influencing these girls that, hey, you can do this, rather than us just kind of like looking down on them and being like, oh yeah, they can do that. It's more like putting it in their minds that yes, you can be like Malala or you can be educated. You just empower yourself to do so. So I think it's just like changing an individual's mindset, I think is really important as well.
Yeah.
And that they can do it.
Absolutely. And I think like every individual has the power to empower somebody, whether it's yourself or the people around you in your circle. But then obviously when you get to the Malala level and you can literally address the world, which she has done, it's just like, I don't know, I really can't wrap my head around it. And I feel like I watch a speech, like I've watched a lot of clips of her and everything in preparation for today's episode. And again, I like wish I had been watching more throughout my coming of age, because I just feel like she's such an important figure. But I don't know, I think she seems so comfortable in the role, and it's almost like I have to constantly remind myself how young she is and how much has happened to her to prevent her from reaching this level. And she still got there. It's just, I don't know, I feel dumb even talking about it, because it's like, there are no words to express how just like phenomenal it is. And I don't know, like I said, I want to learn more, and I'm excited that we're talking about it, because I feel like, again, it's something I want to acknowledge now on a more regular basis. I'm glad this day exists in the year. Like July 12th will now be a day where no matter what else is going on, it's like you reflect on how big this is. And we are part of this moment just because of the time that we are alive on the earth. Like that's a cool thing to me. I don't know. Oh, Malala. Like, I just can't get over it. I didn't mean to cut you off, though, and I feel like
no. I think that transitioned perfectly into yours.
Yeah, I think my major takeaway just is, like, a lesson on perspective, which I think has been something that's been in the back of my mind just for the last couple weeks in general. I think it's so easy for me, having all the privilege that I do on all the different levels that I do, to be like, yeah, this is the right thing to be fighting for, or like, this is important because X, Y, and Z, but to, I don't know, she just defies so many odds. And I think the fact that we will never have to even attempt to do that says so much about, I don't know, also the power that we have just inherently in our situation. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of power in having privilege in all ways, however you define it. And I think it's important to use that responsibly. And today I'm using that to educate myself on Malala and her story and how I can help. You know what I mean? Speaking of help, I know you can donate on her website, malala.org, to the Malala Foundation, which obviously is doing very important work. So if you have the means, join us in donating if you can, because I just think it's important. I don't know. I think also, I feel like I can talk about this forever. There's just so much to say. I keep thinking of more things, but I think thinking about the education system within America is obviously a very different can of worms altogether. But I also think there's so much to learn about the American education system, things that I haven't learned up until recently, because more resources have become available to me. But like, things like the school to prison pipeline and everything that's so racially charged in our country, I just think we weren't taught that and I don't know, I don't want to speak for you guys, but like in my public school, I was never taught anything about any of this. And that was within, so it's kind of like a meta thing where it's like you're in the education system that is inherently flawed because you're not talking about that very education system and how it's flawed. So I don't know, there's just, I feel like I'm digging myself into like a hole that's gonna be hard to get out of, but I just think there's so much to learn, and I think opening yourself up to the possibility of learning about it is the first step, and I hope that we're doing that for somebody listening today, because I don't know, there's just a lot to take in, I guess. I don't know. Any closing remarks, girls? Like, anything else you want to say? What is your hope for Malala Day? I think my main hope is that people celebrate it, you know what I mean, and take the time to learn. And maybe this was a good place to start. I don't know. I think this was a really good way to like spend an hour talking about this. So
yeah, I definitely agree. Just like reflect on your own system, but also like reflect on the world's, and just educate yourself. I think that's just really important.
Totally. All right, cool. Ladies, I'm happy to be here with you. You inspire and empower me every single day in all kinds of ways. And I don't know, I just really appreciate that today on Malala Day more than ever. So thank you, ladies, for being you. Show it off, girl. We love it. All right, I guess this is as good a place as any to wrap it up. I'll run through where you can find us. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you follow us on Spotify or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. A rate and review situation would be fine if you feel so inclined. We would appreciate. You can also find us on Instagram at her.blog.life. And if you're anything like Jake from State Farm, you might want to follow Emma's personal as well.
Emma_Spoldy.
Just in case you're feeling it. What else? For blog posts, I promise I'm going to start writing more. I think as people are all like, we'll get to it. There's a lot going on. But you can find our articles at herbloglife.online. So check those out. And then for behind the scenes videos of our recordings like this one, you can just search Rachel Malik on YouTube. That's RachelMalak, Rachel Malik. All right. I think that's all I got.
I'm Hannah Cherfo.
Emma Spoldy.
And I'm Rachel Malik. Thank you for listening. This has been the Her Life BLOGCAST. Happy Malala Day!
Happy Malala Day!
Woo!